The question is, what is dry camping? Who's doing it? Where is this being done? Can you do it too? Yes, today we're going to talk about it. Right now we're going to define what on earth it is.
Yeah, it's good to know all these terms, especially some of the slang terms that come with RVers, right? So
yes.
When someone says, oh, are you mooch docking? You say, what's mooch docking? So let's start with just the definition of what is dry camping. Basically, it's just what we're doing right now. It's camping without any hookups.
Yes.
Mostly not water, right? But it also implies that you don't have sewer, you don't have electrical.
Yes.
And then you get into some of the more, let's say, different terms, different versions of dry camping, like, let's say, boondocking, which is basically the same thing, but it would imply boondocking that you're out in the boonies.
Out in the middle of nowhere where you're just totally by yourself. Or you could do something called mooch docking, which is where you're getting your resources from someone else. And
yes.
This depends. This will really show you who your friends are because you're taking their electricity. You might even have a sewer hookup, but really you're using their resources so that you can be maybe driveway surfing too. That's another term. Mm-hmm. You're just hanging out on their property.
Now, if you have really good friends, maybe they'd put in a 50 or 30 amp service for you or a sewer line, you know, but they'd have to be really good friends because you might overstay your welcome in those circumstances,
yes,
right?
Yes, that's right. You might move in if someone put a sewer hookup. But really, we're going to talk about what are these places that you can go find in other lessons. But today, let's talk about just some of the resources that aren't necessarily dry camping, but they're more clubs, maybe long-term memberships that you can be part of.
Sure. So you're saying like not necessarily going to like a Walmart or a Cabela's or a Crackle Barrel, which is maybe what you would do when you're going from point A to point B. You just go dry camp there.
Where you'd spend the night like in a parking lot or something.
Yeah, but more where there might be hookups or not, but a membership like.
And there might be something special, like today we're in the middle of an apple orchard. I mean, when do you get to do that? That's super cool. That's through Harvest Host.
And we've had lots of amazing Harvest Host experiences, from bottling wine out in Paso Robles.
Yes.
And what else have we done just recently? Oh, blueberry picking.
Oh, blueberry picking, wine. This is apples. There's usually vineyards where you can go and do wine tasting. So these are just some of the beautiful places that you can stay when you're boondocking.
Now, there are other options such as Boondockers Welcome. This is kind of like an Airbnb, but for RVs. So let's say you have a house that you have a lot of land. Maybe you've got 20 amp or 30 amp service. You could turn your home, your land into an RV park.
Yes.
And you list your RV site, and people can stay there for free if you choose, or $10, $25, $45. It just depends on the amenities, and you can make your own rules. And when you belong to this membership, then there are options all across the country.
There's another kind of club. There are the moose and the elk. Two separate clubs, but they're really both based in the same thing, and that's philanthropy and community. So when you're part of that, you can travel all around the United States, stay in their locations, which is generally just a parking lot. Sometimes they have electricity, which is a huge perk, but then they have like a bar or a community center where you're meeting people from the area, and they're going to give you tips and all kinds of tricks about the area, and it's really fun. You get to have a couple laughs, couple drinks, and be part of something while you're on the road, because sometimes when you're on the road for a long time, you can kind of miss your sense of community, and that helps plug you in no matter where you are.
So now in the next lesson, we want to talk about where to find boondocking when it comes to, or dry camping when it comes to the apps and things like this.
Yes.
But definitely stay tuned for the camping conversation in this course, because we want to share with you some benefits of dry camping, which are going to be great, and especially when visiting family.
Yes.
Right? So stay tuned for that, but let's hop on over into the next lesson.